Good evening, everybody. And thank you, Akane, right off the bat for that sub. Tonight is some more, Kathy Rain, day 3. This is gonna be a... Let me start the game up. I had Epic Games open. I decided to remove Genshin Impact because, first off, I'm unemployed, and also I realized I kinda wailed a little over the years, and there's a lot I just not a big fan of. I think I'm just kind of tired of gacha in general, especially since I'm unemployed. Maybe I don't even feel like claiming the rest of my Welkins anymore. It's $5 down the drain, but it is what it is. I'll be starting up the game of Kathy Rain. Let me. Oh yeah, I have to change the thing. Yep, I'm on the right screen. But yeah, like there are some issues with Genshin Impact, like the whole thing about yeah. I don't really have time, and there's a lot of stuff that requires a guide. And I play it best on my phone because keyboard controls not the best. I would need to put in batteries for my Xbox controller. Yeah, especially don't get me started on like the spiral abyss. You have to have like certain characters after a certain point. Good lord, I'm still salty about the 3.7 spiral abyss. But like, where was I going with this? Yeah, there's a lot of things it should do better. For one, reducing the pity, also, like what Honkai Star Rail's doing, and, I'll just slow the game. Like what Honkai Star Rail is doing, and making past events playable for people in the present. Like I missed the Albedo event. And it supposedly has his best weapon. Like I said, the FOMO, the whole thing about claiming getting limited, the whole limited characters thing. Arc Knights is an example of a gacha that only does limited characters very sparingly. They're just variations of existing characters. I really do like the way Arc Knights handles limited characters, and I have gotten a ton of characters that are, and I barely spent even less than $50 on Arc Knights, and I have a huge selection of characters. You can beat any level with practically any set of characters, like Cruz, the Crocodile girl. And sorry, I'm gonna get into a little rant about gacha, and it just feels very predatory, like you have to get this or you'll miss out. And after a while, I get tired of the exploring. I get tired of trying to figure out. I don't have time for things. The artifact system also. If only I could like control what substats are in an artifact. But I made some tweets about it. I'll probably screen cap them when I upload this to YouTube and pop them into the edit. I think it's telling that I have more self-control with League of Legends of all things than a gacha, because I only pop in when there's something that interests me, like Star Guardian skins or the Nexus. What's it called? Nexus Blitz? Yeah, Nexus Blitz. That's a good mode. And I also don't do ranked. And I also quit buying passes. And I get free RP from Prime Gaming. So yeah, I'm definitely not jumping back to Honkai Star Rail either anytime soon. I might even step away from Limbus Company after my free lunacy stuff ends, because there's been a little bit of a controversy with Project Moon. I understand why they had to let that artist go, because they had people showing up in their offices in South Korea and getting harassed. But honestly, the way the PR speak was, it's not a good look. It's kind of soured me a little on Project Moon, which is a shame because I loved Lobotomy Corporation and really want to play Library of Ruina. But I hope they can fix that. But yeah, while I'm broke, and even when I start my new job, I want to try to commit to as little distractions as possible. The only distractions I'll have are like my streaming services and YouTube and Webtoon, maybe Tapas. I haven't read a comic on Tapas in forever or a novel, but I need to do more reading. You know, I haven't read fan fiction just for enjoyment. Not that kind of fan fiction, at least not during work, but you get what I mean. It can help me re-inspire me to go back into writing fan fiction too. I've been blocked. Anyway, rant over, and this is staying on the YouTube upload, by the way. I had to get all that off my chest. Okay.
Makeup check, hair check. You forgot about your resting scally face. I totally do not have a...
Oh, she got you.
Told you.
Achievement. Resting scally face. Learn the cold hard truth about your face. You know, I did get a little discount, a free trial offer of the Apple TV and Apple Arcade things, and you know, I found this really good. I've managed to re-download the Oregon Trail. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. If you played the Oregon Trail 2 as a kid, this is like a more streamlined version of it. Less RNG, more management. I actually kind of liked it. They also got Fantation, which is by Hironobu Sakaguchi, the creator of Final Fantasy, who left Square Enix and founded his own studio called Mistwalker. I'm gonna get into that. There's also Cityscapes, and also, believe it or not, I'm gonna zoom in. I actually found myself enjoying this game called literally Hello Kitty Island Adventure. Yes, it's the game that South Park. Yep, I zoomed. I finally got it to work again. You know, it's that one South Park episode. This was like way before it was actually announced. They kind of memed it like Butters wants to. The gang tries to get Butters to play World of Warcraft with them, but then he's like, hey, why are you a dwarf? I can't be only I'm a dwarf. He says, whatever, I'll go back to playing Hello Kitty Island Adventure. Then these guys, they named it that way on purpose, I swear. And the game's actually pretty good. It's like Animal Crossing, but I remember when I was like in elementary school, I loved everything Sanrio. I had like a ton of Hello Kitty stuff. They even had this chewing gum that was themed after some of the characters, like Keropi. It was like, what, a kiwi flavor or a green apple? I don't even remember. It was so cute. I love that stuff. But yeah, it's definitely got more updates than Animal Crossing. Like, sorry, I'm very kind of rambly today, but Animal Crossing had like, it got very sparse updates, and after like a year, they got one big update and then dipped. We didn't even get those amiibo villagers. Like, you could have brought back Cece and Vichy. And you know, I kind of wanted them to make off the hook inspired villagers, like based off of Pearl and Marina. Like, there's just fan art I saw of like a hamster inspired by Pearl and a wolf inspired by Marina. I even have ideas for if they ever do this in the next Animal Crossing game, that they should do like a deep cut inspired one. I want my deep cut amiibo. Anyway, that's also I'm gonna go leave. I might as well just start progressing with the story.
Off. Peace outie. Okie dokie. Good luck and see you later.
That Hello Kitty mobile game is actually, like I said, really good. They even got some hilarious writers. The writing is really good. They got some nice little some memes, like at the beginning when the cakes are flying over in the plane. The little guy Batst Maru. I don't know if I'm saying his name right. He literally says, "Enough is enough. I have had it with these cakes on this plane." I'm gonna enable tracker for this because this is just too good. Like, I have had it with these cakes on this plane. And one of the characters, Choco Cat, even makes a reference to like Darkwing Duck. At one point he says Keen Gear. It is actually really funny. A freaking Hello Kitty game is probably my GOTY. Okay, I'm exaggerating, but It's pretty good. So where are we going first? We're going to clinic. Oh, I totally forgot I was still stuck on Zoom.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
Good thing I noticed in the nick of time. Okay, so we got that bum from the prison. Forgot what his name was. If we even we never even learned his name, I don't think.
We meet again, Mr. Homeless Guy.
Homeless? That's the worst thing I ever heard of, and totally untrue.
So, what's up with the trash can? Digging for treasure?
Well, I'm just
Let me make sure everything's working properly. It is.
going through a rough patch. By the way, you owe me $10.
Nah, you agreed to 7.
You're busting my balls here.
I'm walking here.
Better get those balls checked out in this clinic then.
Oh,
So
got it.
cold. Like a stake through the heart.
What do they call you anyway?
Goober. Everyone calls me Goober.
Like the peanut.
I'm Kathy.
Pleasure to meet you.
I feel like that name makes you think of peanuts for some reason.
So, what's your story anyway?
My story?
Yeah, don't all bums have a story?
For your information, this is all just a dry streak in my showbiz career.
Is that so? I don't recognize you at all.
I used to have more hair.
That I actually believe.
Come on, man. Frankie Gold is my stage name. Surely you must have heard of me.
Not really, no.
Oh, come on. I have starred in dozens of Hollywood movies. Silence of the Lambert, Jacob's Bladder, Usual Surprises, Natural Bald Killers.
Not ringing any bells.
Kids these days, no appreciation for quality cinema. Breaks my heart.
Oh, and real quick, obligatory, but as you can tell from the stream title, this game is sponsored by Raid. You know the deal, yada yada yada. I'll just drop the command.
So, tell me about this acting career of yours.
What about it?
Let's just click through these for laughs.
Tell me about the silence of Lambert.
Lawrence Lambert, a real estate agent, suddenly turns mute overnight. For weeks, he tries to communicate with customers using a self-invented sign language, only to realize that true love needs no communication at all. He marries
That's
his
not
housekeeper,
entirely
who
true.
only knows 2 words in English, yes and clean.
Yeah, that's not a healthy relationship at all.
In the end, Lawrence dies of a heart attack in the arms of his lovely wife, Consuelo Lambert Vasquez. Based on a true story.
Sure. Yeah.
I'm not sure I want to know what Jacob's Bladder is about.
Oh
but
my
I'm gonna
gosh.
ask anyway.
Here we go.
Jacob's Bladder. The tragic story of Jacob Cobb, a schizophrenic man who forms an imaginary romantic relationship with his bladder.
Oh,
During
ew!
long and joyful monologues on the can, he starts referring to his nether regions by the name of Jenny.
Bruh.
Sadly, before Jacob has a chance to elope with his sweetheart, he gets committed to an asylum due to increasingly erratic behavior.
I'm starting to
After a
see
big
a
fight
pattern
with his
here.
paramour, Jacob refuses to pee for a week, and he dies from a ruptured bladder.
Oh my, yep, definitely seeing a pattern here. Let me see if I'm right.
Give me the rundown on The Usual Surprises.
A lighthearted comedy taking place during a surprise birthday party of 34-year-old Sid McBacon. The story is told from 8 different perspectives to keep the audience guessing who the protagonist actually is. The movie ends with the biggest surprise of them all. Sid suddenly dies of an epileptic seizure.
Yep, there's definitely a
I guess it's
pattern.
more of a dark comedy.
The protagonist always dies at the end. Wait, there's another one?
Give me the rundown on The Usual Surprises.
And he dies
A
at the end
lighthearted
again, I bet.
comedy taking place during a surprise birthday party. The movie, I guess
Natural Bald Killers?
it's a dystopian
He still dies
vision
at
of
the end.
future where people are valued by the quality of their hair. The protagonist, Eddie Zeffin, turns bald in high school. One day, he has simply had enough of all the teasing and the bullying, and he completely snaps and heads out on a scalping spree in search of the perfect head of hair. Eddie makes his way to Mexico for an illegal hair
called it.
transplant.
He still
However,
dies at the end.
He has an adverse reaction to the anesthesia and he dies on the operating table.
I'm gonna ask.
Why do you always die at the end of your movies?
Typecasting.
Typecasting.
Oh, never mind.
Not the cultured type. And
I need to ask you a few questions.
sounds serious. Ask away.
Want to smoke, buddy?
Nah, I got stage 2 lung cancer. I'm keeping it under control with a fruitarian diet.
Fruitarian? Really?
That'd be one raggedy-ass bribery attempt.
Got a, at least it's not a humanitarian. Oh, I get it.
Do you know what happened to Joseph Rain in '81?
I most certainly do.
What? Tell me.
He's gonna
Are you
pull
sure
a leg.
you want to know? Not everyone can handle the truth.
Oh, just spit it out.
Okay,
I'm
here
try
we
moving
go.
my
Ready?
mic away so you don't hear
Abducted
so much
by aliens.
breathing.
I should have known better.
Oh, I saw it, man. A big, huge light. I was a bit drunk at the time, but I had my reasons.
You can't hear my
wife had
breathing
just
too much,
left
can
me,
you?
taking the dog, not to mention I was being conscripted for the war. But I'm telling you,
I might
those
need to
goddamn
adjust
aliens
my
took
filters.
him and they experimented on him. And that's why he was so messed up when they put him back.
That's an improvement.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to stop you there.
Open your mind, man.
Do you recognize the nickname Cocky?
Why, I used to call myself that back in Nam.
Huh?
Oh, how I miss that marvelous youthful ego of mine.
Why do I even bother?
Ah! That was a waste of
Do you
time.
know who Charles Wade is?
Sure, he's been holed up in this clinic for the last couple of weeks.
You saw Charles Wade go in there?
Well, yeah, I just told you, man.
How did he look?
Okay, I guess. Still walking, at least.
I check something.
What's your opinion on the Church of the Holy Trinity?
I'd say they're good people. Isaac the priest is, anyway. His dad, Father Bill, on the other hand, though, he and the people he had around him were into some weird shit.
What kind of weird shit?
I don't know, they were like a cult or something, with Billy Praise himself at the top. Really shifty bunch of folks. Isaac turned it all around when his dad kicked the bucket, made it a proper church.
Interesting.
Interesting. Do you know anyone else who was involved in the old church?
Not really, I tried to stay as far away from those people as possible. Ask Isaac about it, he's a friendly guy.
All right, I might do that. Do you know who Lily Myers was?
Yep, my dad was the one who found her floating in the lake.
Really? What can you tell me about her?
Ah, geez, not a lot. I mean, teenage girls, man, they're like their own species. Impossible to figure out. Not to mention how that entire family ain't, like, people-friendly.
Now that's an understatement. Nearly started brawling with Sue the first time I met her.
She could sure deal out a mean whooping, that lady.
What do you know about Lily Myers' art?
Nothing but hearsay. People say it was pretty deranged.
What else can I ask him?
Okay.
All right,
Okay.
bye.
Let's head into this clinic. I don't remember the clinic being in the original game. I think this is a new
No thanks. I
thing.
have better things to do. Uncomfortable hard plastic chairs. A calendar from 1991. Was expecting plastic, but this looks like a real plant. Smoking allowed. Guess this place is a bit behind on healthcare regulations. I can't read it from here. A computer. They likely keep rows and columns of files.
What else can I examine? Let's talk to this nurse who's jamming out on music instead
Excuse
of
me,
working.
nurse?
She can't hear you.
Hey, nurse!
Take off her earphones. Up.
Yeah?
They don't pay you much, huh?
No shit. What do you want?
I'm here to see Charles Wade.
Never heard of him. Anything else?
I get
Shit,
the reference.
I know he's here. Listen, it's okay. I'm a friend of the family.
No, you're not, and I said he's not here. Don't make me call security.
Yeah, this is definitely new.
I need to get rid
This
of
is
her
new to the
somehow.
director's cut, I mean.
Hey, doofus.
Oh, hi!
So,
The best! The very best!
Like no one ever was?
you know, that nurse in there, she said she loved you in all those
I had to.
movies. And that she always wished you'd give her a live performance.
I knew it. She always gave me these strange looks. I thought it was contempt, but her face must just be cramping up from
No,
shyness.
it's definitely contempt.
Yeah, that's definitely it. She'd love to see you act, I'm sure.
Wink.
I'm gonna have to oblige.
Trying to
Which
wink.
movie do you think she'd like the best?
Why do my winks look weird? Let's listen to the silence of Lambert.
Probably The Silence of Lambert.
Oh, I'm gonna be loud.
Let's listen to all of them just for laughs. This should be funny.
Oh, Consuelo, how I wish I could speak. I have so many things left to say. My chest, no! It can't be! Hold me! Thank you. You've been a great audience.
That wasn't really an electrifying performance. I'll have to intervene somehow.
That is a hint.
Hey, doofus.
Oh, hi!
Scooper, not Doofus.
Hey,
Sure?
definitely Jacob's bladder.
Oh, this should be
I'm
interesting.
feeling the pressure. Oh, Jenny, everything is forgiven. You and me were like peas and carrots. I'm just so full of your love
Ew!
that I think I'm about to burst.
Ew!
Jenny, where did you go? Oh, I don't feel so good.
Did he just make
Thank you.
an
thank
Infinity
you.
War
You've been a great
reference?
audience.
You made an Infinity War reference.
That wasn't really an... Hey, doofus.
Oh, hi.
Hey, how about
Sure.
natural bald killers would be the obvious choice.
Ball, move.
Like bold move, but bald, get it?
Fernando, you've been such a good friend. I can't thank you enough for making me whole.
And he always acts out the death parts.
Turn this scalp into a breathtaking golden carpet, such as the world has never seen.
She's not even paying attention
Okay,
to you,
Doctor,
bro.
I'm counting down now. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Thank you. You've been a great audience.
That wasn't
Yeah, that one wasn't
Hey,
that
do-
funny, honestly.
Hey,
Sure,
how about...
business as usual. I can't believe you guys did all this for me. You know, what's that smell? Bacon? Oh, Bobby, my head hurts. I'm seizing. Thank you. You've been a great audience.
Film buff. We're mesmerized by Goober's monologues. I wouldn't say mesmerized. I just say memorized. Oh god.
All this for me?
NZ 500?
You know, what's that smell? Bacon? Oh, Bobby, my head hurts. I'm seizing.
Here we go.
Nurse! He's seizing!
Oh.
Shit!
Man, I feel like a total jackass. I'll have to make it up to the poor guy later.
I hope he's okay. Hold on.
Employee of the Month, Carlita Mendez. Ugh, what a joke. It's that obnoxious nurse.
Blue floppy disk. Should still have it. Have you tried turning off and on again? Have you tried sticking up your arse? Sorry, that was an IT crowd reference. Love that show. I want to rewatch IT crowd sometime. Shrek the admin password.
Crap. Looks like I have to figure out the username some other way.
Otor Gador is the password. They always have the same username convention. C. Mendez. Otor Gador. Not sure what that means, but okay. Wade.
Gotcha.
Patient has undergone successful invasive heart surgery at Stanford facility. It's likely to make a full recovery in 6 to 8 weeks. He's in room 6. Where is he at? 6B. Let's get on out of here. Shouldn't I turn this off though? Yeah, let's get out. I'm gonna get a drink. Oh, this is almost certainly new. I'm pretty sure.
Right, Claude. Understood, sir.
Or at least it's different than it was in the original game. I'm not sure if it's new, but it looks
managed
different.
to find me.
I did.
Well, let's
There's
get
a lot I
this
don't
over
remember
with
about the
then.
original.
How do you want your
There's
pictures?
some bits
Shall
here
I
and
get
there.
some tubes to fill my face with? Will that suffice for your front page?
Wow, someone's
I'm
salty.
no journalist. Well, not yet anyway.
Ah, she's but a cub. So, you're hoping for your big break. Surely this must be worth an internship at one of the big papers. Do you want me to call Thompson at the Times and get it over with? I still play golf with him every once in a while.
That's not what this is about. It's personal.
Sounds serious. Perhaps I should ask Claude to produce his gun.
Whoa, whoa,
You know,
whoa,
Charles,
whow!
the person most likely to be harmed by a gun tends to be its owner.
Slow down there, buddy.
True. That's something the Japs who captured me learned the
Hey!
hard way.
Don't say
Did my
that word, that's
grandfather bail you out then
racist!
too, or was that one of the few times where he didn't save your sorry ass?
hold on there. Explain yourself.
You're willing to listen to something other than your own voice? I'm stunned. I'm Kathy Rain.
Yeah, I made an
Joseph
angry
was my
face just
grandfather.
now. That's racist. Not sure if
Now
you saw my
I
angry
remember.
face when I said that's
You
racist.
were at the funeral.
I was.
You were late.
I should get a
I needed
different
my morning smoke. Besides, it's not like
need
Grandpa was going
a
anywhere.
stand that's a little higher so I can see my face better, like this. I am
Oh,
angry.
just look at her, Claude.
Like
She's
that.
absolutely fearless. That's Joseph's blood running through her veins.
She certainly has a smart mouth, sir.
I must say, you have me intrigued, Kathy. What can this old man help you with?
Do you recognize the call sign Cocky?
Would be strange if I didn't, since I was the one who coined it. It belongs to a fellow named Jimmy Cochran. He was a coward, really. The nickname is somewhat of a bad joke.
Perfect. Thanks. Do you know anything about what happened to my grandfather in '81?
I wish I did, Kathy. You must know I did everything in my power to help. How do you think Mary Elizabeth could afford all that expensive treatment? MRIs, neurologists, say what you will about Joseph. But he was never rich.
Strange. Grandma never mentioned that to me.
She's just too proud. At first she refused. She was convinced that I had an agenda, that there were strings attached.
And were there?
Don't be silly. Despite all that had happened, I still loved Joseph dearly. I wanted to help. People from places like this have a deeply rooted mistrust in the rich, passed on for generations. In her eyes, I had become one of them.
So that's all you know about the whole affair?
Are you implying that there's more to know? I left the diagnosis to the professionals. Mrs. Rain accepted the health care, but asked
I see. What can you tell me about your friendship with Grandpa?
Joseph was the best friend I ever had. We grew up together, married our high school sweethearts together, went to war together. I can't even begin to count the number of times he's saved my life. I repaid the favor once or twice, but he came up ahead.
So when did you two lose touch?
The truth is, Brian Rain happened. Sharon Evans happened.
My parents?
Yes, they ruined everything with their vile, destructive behavior. I couldn't have that around my daughter or my newborn grandson. Joseph was naive. He believed that anyone could be helped, that anyone could be reasoned with, given a chance. He was just too good, bless him. He should have been harder on Brian, more strict.
It's hardly Grandpa's fault. He did everything he could to set my father straight.
Oh, I never claimed to doubt Joseph's commitment, but I'm not going to ignore his flaws either. Your grandfather often used his heart when he should have used his head.
You say that like it's a bad thing.
I believe it is, objectively. But I shouldn't speak ill of the dead. Eventually, my company grew much too large for this little town, and we moved on. Not long after that, your grandfather ended up in that wheelchair. That marked the end of our friendship, for obvious reasons.
Tell me about Jimmy Cochran. Is he still alive?
In a literal sense, he's been held in a mental institution for years.
Let me guess. Since '81?
Either 82 or 83. I'm fairly certain it was early 83.
Do you remember the name of the institution?
Something starting with an E. Emerson, Everton, or similar.
Ingstrom? Ingstrom Psychiatric Hospital?
Yes, that's the one. You know the place, Kathy.
I'm gonna turn off my external tracking. And charge my phone. I'm gonna tell the truth.
I do. My mother is in there. Sharon Evans? I had her committed about a year ago.
I see. It must have taken a lot of courage to do that, Kathy. Mothers have a lot of power over us, more than most of us care to admit.
I guess so. Do you know why Jimmy ended up in there?
Some obsessive-compulsive syndrome. He became fixated with circles
Circles,
and
huh?
started hurting himself, trying to scratch the circles out of his head.
Where have I seen
Creepy.
circles
I
before?
wonder what set him off. I think I'll check the place out tomorrow. Too late to head back to the city now. You bought a number of paintings by Lily Myers. Why?
I'm known to dabble in art from time to time. Martha, my wife at the time, was enamored with the paintings. I believe she first saw them at the high school which the Myers girl attended. Anyway, after the poor girl killed herself, I bought the paintings speculatively. When a young artist with any talent to speak of commits suicide, it can be a wet dream of certain connoisseurs. Shortly after procuring the art, I had it valued by an expert who determined that the value was 3 times the amount I bought it for. Today, I'm sure I would have made my money back tenfold or more if it wasn't for the art theft.
What art theft?
There was a burglary at the mansion I used to own here in town. It was all over the local news at the time.
Well, shit.
Eloquently put.
Can you tell me about the art theft?
Well, somebody broke in, stole the paintings, and got out. Fairly clumsy job. Lots of broken windows. The strangest thing was that I had a Monet, a Rembrandt, and 2 paintings by Picasso, untouched. But every single painting by an unknown local artist, gone.
That can't be a coincidence.
Yeah.
Agreed. Somebody wanted those paintings badly.
I assume there was an investigation.
Yes, Sheriff Truman came by with his deputy a few hours later, but they didn't have much luck. They found a few hairs, which turned out to be from Ruffles, the family dog.
Some stunning police work right there.
Indeed. There was a single witness, though, who said he could make out multiple burglars leaving the scene of the crime, but nothing more than that.
So, I take it the case was closed?
Yes. I honestly didn't care
I was
much
drinking.
one way or the other, given the fact that my most expensive pieces were safe and sound.
I think I'll have a chat with the sheriff about the matter, if
Drinking
that's okay with
ginger ale,
Certainly.
mind you.
I'll call ahead and instruct him to give you everything you need.
you. That'd be great. Thanks, Charles.
Anytime. But I'm curious.
I've learned that my grandfather went to Sue and asked to see them, right before he had his injury.
Is that so? Strange.
What can you tell me about the Church of the Holy Trinity?
I minimized my
Seem like an
PMM.
The church to me. But then again, I'm not their usual clientele. Weddings, baptisms, and funerals are just about what I can muster. And I always leave early.
I guess that's it.
Thanks, Charles. That's all I
Or
need
Charles.
You're welcome, Kathy. Come back anytime.
I didn't get to examine everything else, but it's whatever. I didn't get to examine that little gramophone, but again, whatever. You know what? Let me I want to go back and examine the gramophone.
for now. Looks like Wade brought some of his old tunes with him. That guy is huge. I wonder how many cows he eats per day.
I
some
eat cows
boring
for
landscape
breakfast or
paintings.
something. I don't know. That was a dumb joke. There's not much else to see in this room, just a gramophone. That's all that caught my eye. I'm pretty sure you can't examine those magazines. You know what? Let me go. I'm going back again. Let me see if I can examine those, what looks like magazines next to the gramophone. I can't. I'm done, for real. Let me save. I haven't saved. Resume. It does autosave, but I just prefer to make a manual save. Looks like oh yeah, he's the bum's in the clinic still. I wonder if he's okay. Goober, that was his name. Let's head on over to nature reserve really quickly. Oh, freaky. Definitely got some eerie vibes here. But I have a feeling something bad's about to happen.
This is where the picture was taken. I'm not sure what I expected to find here. I need to clear my head.
Something weird's gonna happen when you're having a smoke, I bet you. I knew it. Here's the red man.
Why, hello there. You have laid eyes on this dapper fellow once before, haven't you?
The Mr. Clean one. I don't know which option to choose. They all sound so roastastic. I remember a creepy bald dude with makeup. I'm gonna do the Mr. Clean one.
I don't think so, Mr. Clean. Unless seeing your face on a bottle of detergent counts.
Always the joker, aren't you, Kathy?
Who are you? How do you know my name?
It is my calling to know people like you, those shackled by their past, yet yearning for change.
I feel strange.
Yep, here comes the weird stuff.
It's the mending. I will try to facilitate.
I don't like the sound of that.
You're not real. I'm lying asleep in my bed right now.
Focus, Kathy. Listen to the drowned girl.
Oh boy, here we go.
Lily? What about her?
She's the one who slipped away, filled with secrets. While she may be free in death, her cold, wet hands still trap many in painful ignorance.
What is this, Woodstock Poetry Slam? Mind speaking like a normal person?
I knew you wouldn't disappoint. I'm glad, given how much trouble I went through to be here. You see, my name was taken from me, so I claimed a color in its stead. The next time we meet, you'll know the exact hue of red.
He's rhyming.
You're on the right path, Kathy. Follow your grandfather, and everything will work out in the end.
How did we end up back here all of a sudden? What just happened?
Wait, what? How did I get here?
Here's where the trippy
Am I
stuff
going crazy?
happens.
Am I turning into Mom?
Oh, this is getting really trippy. There's a note here.
Hello? Creepy bald guy. Guess no one's home. That wasn't here before.
Let's see what it says. Red man.
A bald man dressed in red. Oh, creepy.
He's holding hands with somebody. Who?
Hey, is this shovel taken? Good enough for me.
Can I examine the flower?
Looks like a specimen of the red scythe. It's endangered. I'm not going to take it without a really good reason. It's a photocopy of a book page with information about the red scythe flower. Here's an interesting segment. Another interesting trait of the red scythe is the smell, which is familiar to that of a pepper. The pollen of the plant has also been known to cause hallucinations in concentrated amounts. Native American tribes harvested and smoked the plant for that reason, but the flower never caught on as a modern recreational drug due to the difficulty of growing it. I'm just gonna let Grandpa rest in peace instead.
Went to extreme lengths to reunite with Grandpa, Gravedigger. Where should we go? Yeah, let's go to the cabin.
Oh, it's you again. Come on in.
No Nathan today?
Nah, haven't seen Nate all day. Probably out in the woods.
Oh, I hope he's safe.
Looks like Nathan knows the strange red man. I need to talk to him about this.
The red man.
I had a few more questions.
Shoot.
I don't need to ask her about that. What's your opinion on the Church of the Holy Trinity?
It's a good church. I go there from time to time. I bring Nate, too, when that boy needs the fear of God put into him.
Did you know that somebody stole Lily's paintings from Wade?
Huh? I knew he got robbed a few years back, but I thought he still had them all.
Do you know who the Red Man is?
Oh, that's just Nate's imaginary friend. The Red Man has been around ever since my boy was little.
I see. So there's no actual person in town he could be referring to?
No way! According to Nathan, the Red Man hasn't changed in 30 years.
The Red Man actually exists. I met him in the forest.
What? That's crazy talk. Stop kidding around. I am not in the mood.
I think I'm gonna head off now.
Sure thing,
Little cat. The Catmobile. Let's go talk to the sheriff.
Hello, Sheriff. Mind if I ask you a few more questions?
If you must.
I swear, this guy's voice actor sounds familiar.
Do you know who Jimmy Cochran is?
Nope.
What's your opinion on the Church of the Holy Trinity?
It's a fine church. I go there myself every Sunday.
I don't need to ask him that. Do you know anything about the art theft in the Wade estate?
Yes, Mr. Wade phoned ahead about that. Lenny!
Yes, boss?
Get the report from the burglary in the Wade estate back in '86?
Oh wow, look at
On
the
it,
plant.
boss.
It's super dead.
There you go, Kathy.
Thanks,
Poor
buddy.
plant.
Hello. Do you know anything about a weird bald guy dressed in red around here?
What the hell are you talking about?
Never mind. That's all for now.
Good.
The alarm at 1 hour after midnight. The alarm in the wait stage triggered. They contact law enforcement. Several broken windows.
You're not made for this climate, you know.
The sweep of the estate. No trace of perpetrators. A single witness identified as Franklin Goldfarb reports seeing multiple burglars leaving the scene of the crime. Paintings with an excess value of $15K have been stolen. It's not popped up in any circles that are known to deal with stolen goods. Terminate investigation due to lack of leads. Okay, so that Goldfarb fella.
Goldfarb guy.
Lenny, I swear. Sometimes I wonder if you are an actual imbecile or if you just have some bizarre urge to play stupid all the time.
Oh, I'd never play stupid, Sheriff.
Guess that settles it then.
I still can't select any of the bikes, so I'm not even sure how to get any of them. Oh, she's
hello.
watching
Hi, Grandma.
TV.
Sure, hon.
We don't know what she's watching, though.
There
This
are
is
a
a
few
new
things
song.
I need to ask you, Grandma.
Very well, dear.
I don't see a reason to ask. Do you know who Jimmy Cochran is? He was a friend of Grandpa's.
I believe he teaches at the flight school these days.
I don't think so, at least not anymore. I was told he was placed in a mental facility.
Really? He always struck me as a kind man. Maybe a bit nervous and on edge, but not crazy.
There's more. I found out that Jimmy asked Grandpa for help not long before Grandpa ended up in that wheelchair. Jimmy sounded really desperate. I'm sure what happened to Grandpa that night had something to do with his cry for help.
You should go find the man then. Surely he must know something.
That's the plan. I just wondered if there's anything else you think I should know about him.
Not really. We haven't stayed in touch since Joseph was injured. I know that he had a wife, Agatha, and a son, James. Agatha passed away from cancer years ago, but as far as I know, James still lives in the city with his family.
Okay, thanks, Grandma. I don't think we need to discuss that anymore. I don't see a reason to... Does the name Franklin Goldfarb mean anything to you?
Oh, that poor man. He used to be an upstanding citizen, you know. Now he's constantly drinking and keeps babbling on about that imaginary acting career of his.
Hey, that's
Sad
Goober!
thing. Do you know where I can find him?
He's homeless.
That's gotta be Goober.
Lost his job a few years ago and never really got back on his feet.
That's
Okay,
Goober.
now I know who you're talking about. Thanks, Grandma. Looks like I'm gonna have to have a chat with Goober. See you later, Grams.
Take care, dear.
This makes me miss my own grandma. Head on back to the clinic. Got to be pretty quiet from here on out.
I need a word, Miss Mendez.
Wait, how do you know my name?
It's written on that board behind you, genius.
You have the eyesight of a bald eagle or something?
What can I say? I'm a freak of nature. What happened to Goober, anyway?
Who?
The guy who had the seizure?
Oh, he ran off somewhere. Kept babbling about a religious near-death experience.
Okay, thanks.
I don't think we got to go to the church in the original thing. I definitely don't remember this.
Hello, Father.
Greetings, my child. I'm glad you decided to come here.
Yeah, but just so you know, I'm not here to join your church or anything.
Oh, I would never assume that.
Good. So, with that out of the way, I have some questions.
Anything you need. I'm Isaac Price.
Kathy Rain, but I'm guessing you figured that out already.
I did. Rumors spread quickly around here. So how can I be of service?
This may sound strange, but have you heard of or seen a strange man dressed in red?
Only our Lord and Savior Jesus. Surely his rags were drenched
Except
in
this
blood
guy's
as he lay upon
bald.
the cross.
That's not what I meant. I mean someone here, in Conwell Springs.
Are you joking? I haven't seen a person like that, no.
Do you know anything about an art theft at the Wade Estate in the 80s?
I have just a vague memory of reading about it in the paper.
Do you know who Franklin Goldfarb is?
I'm afraid not, my child.
He's literally sitting right there, but okay.
Care to tell me the history of the church?
I'd be happy to. The story is a fascinating one.
Grab
This
some
church was
popcorn,
founded
guys.
by my father, William T. Price, in the 70s. Back then, he made his living as a traveling salesman and was driving through this area as he had done so many times before. However, this day was different. My father held dark thoughts in his mind. He was angry, thinking of evil deeds, even considering swerving off the road into a rock and ending it all. Then suddenly, divine intervention. 3 bright lights appeared. The Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. The sign of God. This epiphany was the moment my father had been waiting for. He sold all of his belongings and took me and my brother to live with him here in Conwell Springs. Soon thereafter, he built this church and started gathering followers. They began to refer to him as Father Bill.
I take it that window up there resembles what he saw when he had this epiphany?
Indeed, the stained glass window depicts the Holy Trinity as witnessed by my father.
Do you know exactly when or where this event took place?
Why do you ask?
Oh, just curious. It's a captivating story.
Well, it was the spring of 1971, but my father never told anyone where.
Okay, so what happened then?
People flocked to Father Bill. He started teaching, writing scripture. The church flourished and continued to grow all the way up until his sudden death in 1983.
I feel like something else
when
happened
I
in
stepped in to take
83
leadership of the church.
in the game.
I take it that the church started declining after the death of Father Bill?
Yes, naturally so. With such a magnetic personality, he was irreplaceable. But I assure you, the church is still very much thriving.
Looks kinda empty to me.
Huh.
It's not really our peak hours.
What's up with you handing out pamphlets at funerals then? Trying to reel people in at a weak moment?
I'm going to assume you meant no disrespect, child. I'm simply providing divine guidance when it's needed the most.
Oh, he's really patient.
Does the name Lily Myers mean anything to you?
It does. Before I was ordained, I was a substitute teacher in her high school.
Really? Did you know her personally?
We weren't close. I only knew her as much as a teacher would know any student.
Alright, so how did she seem toward the end?
For one, she started skipping school a lot. And when she did show up, she was absent-minded and moody. She always looked depressed and hunched down like she had the whole world on her shoulders.
Any idea of what caused this change?
Not a clue. All I know is, when she returned from that last summer break, she was a whole different person.
Pardon me. You heard nothing. Is my thing set to blink? No, it's supposed to auto blink. Ah, there we go.
Do you know who Jimmy Cochran is?
I don't recognize that name, no.
Do you know anything about what happened to my grandfather in '81?
It was the work of the devil, I'll say that much. Joseph was a kind man. He did not deserve such a fate. You heard my speech at the funeral, Kathy. I meant every word. He was a great man who did much good for this community.
Did you know him personally?
In a way, he and my father did charity work together. Joseph was around a lot when I was young. They collaborated on a few different projects for the homeless and for the troubled youth.
So my grandfather was a member of the church?
I wouldn't say that, no. He was a friend of the church, but he wasn't a religious man. He believed only in philanthropy. That being said, Joseph was the person who convinced me to become a priest.
Really?
Oh, yes. I was a teenager back then. Full of rebellion, every fiber of my being wanting to distance myself from my father. Joseph made me realize my sinful pride and showed me how I should follow my heart, regardless of what others might think. And for that, I'm eternally grateful.
Guess that's about all to ask him.
That's all I need for now.
May the Lord shine his light on you.
It's an altar. You know, the place where they put the sacrificed goats, kids, and other crap. Impressive window. There's no doubt about it.
Wonder what's behind this door.
Locked. I really shouldn't. They might burn. Hello again, Goober.
You again? Are you stalking me, girl? You pop up everywhere I go. I'll try to tone down the charm, but I can't promise anything.
Huh. Yeah, you're quite the charmer.
He suspects
I know.
nothing.
I just said that, man.
Listen, I feel kind of bad about the electrocution.
You shouldn't have said anything.
Oh, that's what it was. What a cherry on top of my stellar performance.
Well, at least he takes it in stride.
Yeah, it was pretty convincing.
So what brings you to the house of God? Come to repent?
I'm afraid that ship has long since sailed, buddy. I had a few things I wanted to ask you about, though.
Shoot, Missy.
I don't need to ask him. I should probably confront him direct. I don't need to ask. Your real name is Franklin Goldfarb, right?
Oh, nobody calls me that.
Regardless, I know for a fact that you were a witness to a burglary a few years back at the Wade estate.
Yeah, what about it?
Why don't you tell me what you saw exactly?
I heard the alarm go off, glass break, and then I saw 3 guys running away, carrying a bunch of stuff.
What did they look like?
It was dark, I don't know, they were definitely 3 big, bulky guys. They
what?
Oh, nothing, that's it. Didn't see anything else.
Bullshit, spit it out.
Well, one of those guys dropped his ring when running away. I sort of pawned it.
A ring? What kind of ring?
Platinum with an inscription. 2 letters, B something. Man, I don't remember. My photographic memory stopped working in 1979.
Which pawn shop was that?
Pete's Pawning and Plumbing. It closed down a long time ago, though. Owner left town. There's a coffee shop back there now.
Too bad. Guess that's a dead end. Thanks anyway.
Hold on.
Didn't I see 2 letters fitting that description recently? Not on a building. It was something small.
Aha.
Did the inscription on the ring look anything like this?
Wow, actually exactly like that.
BH.
Any idea what BH stands for?
This is definitely new.
Beehive, bet high, big head.
We're not gonna get any leads here.
Okay.
See ya.
Let's see here. Let's go back to Grandma's.
Oh,
Let's ask her some more questions.
There are a few things.
very well.
Do you recognize the acronym BH? It's on Dad's lighter.
Yes, dear, it means the Black Hats. They're those ruffians on motorcycles whom your father is associated with.
Black Hat is also a term
this
for
biker
hacking.
gang. That makes sense.
Type of hacker, rather.
What can you tell me about the Black Hats?
I refuse to talk about those hoodlums. They turned your father into a horrible person. You should stay far away from them, Kathy. They're awful people, just awful.
This
Bye,
is
Grandma.
very
So long.
new.
Hey, Lenny.
Hello, Kathy.
Do you know who Jimmy Cochran is?
Not really, Kathy. Sorry.
Nah. What's your opinion on the Church of the Holy Trinity?
I think it's a nice enough church.
I don't know. The priest seemed odd. Kinda pushy.
Yeah, I get your point. But I know the guy. He's harmless.
If you say so. Do you know anything about a weird bald guy dressed in red around here?
You're joking, right?
Oh, never mind. I don't need to ask. What can you tell me about the Black Hats?
They've caused us trouble from time to time, but they've been kind of quiet lately. We put a few of their captains in the slammer over the years, but we never managed to find enough dirt on their leader. Bo Brunson. Big Bo.
Do you know where I can find them?
Yeah, hold on. Let me just find a map.
Oh, this is definitely new.
Got it. Thanks.
New location.
Well, gotta go.
See ya.
Okay, now I can save. There's gotta be like a little wait time for everything to load up, I guess. I don't know how to get the other bike designs. Very new.
Sweet butt incoming!
Oh boy.
Like hell I am. I'm nobody's property.
You sure? Doesn't she look like a sweet butt? I think she
Oh
does.
my god. Oh god, sexual
Step off,
harassment.
Or what? You tell your daddy on me?
Oh god. She flipped the finger at him.
You think I need my daddy to kick your pathetic ass?
Oh, I love it when they play hard to get.
Uh-oh.
Let go of me! Yeah, that's...
What the hell's going on out here?
Nothing, Prez. Just having a bit of fun with this gash here.
I suggest you leash that dog of yours.
For fuck's sake, Prospect, not again. Get the hell out of here.
Sorry, boss. I'll go.
Screw that guy.
He'll be disciplined for that.
I hope so.
He better be. I take it you're Bo?
I am. And who are you, darling?
Kathy Rain.
Bullshit. She lives in the city with her deranged mother. Who are you really? Did the Vandals send you?
No, they didn't. I am Kathy Rain.
Prove it then.
Well, I would, but I left my ID back home.
That's convenient. I think I've wasted enough time with you.
I need to figure out some... This proof enough for you?
I'll be damned. That's Brian's lighter, all right. Sorry about the paranoia. We've had some problems with the Vandals lately.
I get it. Can't be too careful.
That's your ride out there. Corley Motors, right? 78?
76.
You got the same taste as your old man. He always rode Corleys.
Probably the only thing he and I have in common.
Did you set up those mods yourself? Looks custom made for your, small frame.
Yeah, took some time to get the measurements right.
I imagine so. Girls like you don't often ride heavy bikes.
I'm not most girls.
Oof.
Ain't that the truth? Most girls don't just waltz into places like this either.
True.
I guess you'd know. Anyway, I had some questions.
Go ahead then. Your old man was a good brother, so I'll indulge.
Do you know who Jimmy Cochran is?
No.
Do you know anything about Lily Myers?
Nothing that anyone else.
Do you know anything about what happened to Joseph Rain in 1981?
No. We had our differences, me and him, but that's a horrible fate for a man. I'd rather be dead than a vegetable.
So I take it you and him didn't get along.
No, I could write a book about that man. On one page, I'd praise him.
Oh,
on the
that's
next,
a mood
I'd
about the
smash his
training
skull in.
stuff.
He could be a real self-righteous prick when he wanted to, but everyone knew he was the real law around here. I respected Joseph, and he respected me, but he hated how Brian looked up to me. Joseph always blamed the club for the path Brian chose in life, even though it was just due to him being a shitty father.
You seriously thought Grandpa was a bad parent?
Everybody knew about it. People just tend to forget the bad qualities of men in wheelchairs. Joseph wasn't a saint. He saw everything in black and white. He was only kind to whomever he considered to be good by his narrow moral standards. The ones who wouldn't fit in that small mold didn't get any chances. None whatsoever.
Tell me, how long have you been the president of this club?
15 years now, give or take. VP for 10 before that.
Good. Then you can tell me why you stole Lily Myers' paintings from Charles Wade in '86.
I don't know what the hell you're talking about, but I'd recommend you be careful with wild accusations like that.
Fine. Is there anything I can do for the club to earn your trust?
You mean like cleaning the toilets? Making coffee? I think we got that covered, Cupcake.
Spare me your sexist bullshit. I can take care of business.
You're nothing like your old man, you know that?
I take that as a compliment.
You do that. In any case, I've had enough of this done.
What can you tell me about the Church of the Holy Trinity?
Do I look like a pious man to you? I've peed on churches.
This may be a weird question, but have you ever met a bald man dressed in red?
I've made a few bald men red. That count?
What's that supposed to mean?
What can you tell me about the Black Hats?
Black Hats MC was founded in the 60s by my old man, my uncle, and 2 other local bikers. Conwell Springs is the mother chapter, and we have support clubs in 6 other locations across 3 states. There's a total of 16 members here, 12 patch, 4 prospects. I'm the acting president of this chapter as well as of the whole club. Have been for more than 15 years.
The law give you any trouble?
It used to be tough when your granddad was around. He and Truman ran a tight ship.
And now?
Now they try, but Boyks and the boy are a nuisance at best.
How do ants keep getting on my phone?
All right, I'm gonna hit the road.
Right on. I have some business to take care of, but make yourself at home.
Thanks, Bo. See you around.
Hey, Brian's girl.
Yeah?
I overheard you. I'm Emmett.
Hey.
The boss man isn't usually that grumpy. He's got a lot on his mind. But I think I may know of a way to loosen him up.
I'm all ears, buddy.
Well, Bo and Brian are the double Bs, as we used to call them. They used to have this drink together. Brian came up with it. He called it a Bloodier Mary.
Sounds like my kind of drink.
Yeah, it's basically a Bloody Mary, but with pig blood instead of tomato juice.
I take that back. Gross.
I'm kidding. It's just a Bloody Mary, but with a special ingredient added to it.
If you say that special ingredient is blood, I will literally punch you.
No, Brian refused to tell anyone what it was. He only made it for special occasions. It's probably something uncommon, like a rare herb or some kind of expensive spice.
So let me guess. If I can produce this drink for Bo, you think he would help me out?
It'll make him remember Brian, which should go a long way. He hasn't had that drink since your old man disappeared. Brian was like a son to him. The boss would have died for him back in the day. If you could recall the good times with your father, he might change his mind.
I guess it could be worth a try. But wait, why are you helping me?
You're Brian's kid. That means you're family. We take care of family.
Well, how was that drink compared with a regular Bloody Mary?
Tasted a bit more like pepper and had a punch to it. It usually gave some pretty nasty hangovers. Oh, if you had a lot of them, you'd hallucinate some crazy shit. Pretty wild.
Where have we heard
Trippy.
that before?
Thanks.
You're welcome, darling.
So anyway, we go on to the nature reserve. That weird flower.
Sorry, endangered flower, but I really need to make a drink.
Want to do?
It's a specimen of that red scythe flower. Smells a bit like pepper. I think this is what I need for the Bloodier Mary.
Yeah, it is.
I'd like a Bloody Mary.
Coming right up.
Oh, and add this, will you? Just something I like for flavor. Put it in a blender.
Whatever you say. One Bloody Mary. Enjoy.
Thanks, buddy.
The club will cover that, Jose?
Sure thing, VP.
Thanks again, Emmett.
You got it.
It's a Bloodier Mary. Hey, Bo. I've got something for you.
I recognize that smell. You found your dad's recipe.
Something like that.
Man, is this a trip down memory lane? I keep expecting Brian to walk in here any second. You know, all this nostalgia is making me remember how much I really owe your old man.
Yeah?
Yeah, so here's the deal. In '86, Carl, my VP at the time, came to me and said he had a job lined up for the club. Some guy had offered him good dough for stealing a bunch of paintings from a mansion. He needed 2 brothers for the job. I was busy with other things at the time, so I gave my permission as long as the club got the usual cut. He returned a week later with a nice wad of cash. I didn't realize it was Wade he had knocked off until I read the paper. If I had known that, I'd advised against it. Wade is a powerful man with friends in city council. There's no reason to piss him off.
Got it. So, what do you know about the guy who hired you for the job?
Not much. Carl said it was some bearded preacher.
Whoa, Isaac from the Church of the Holy Trinity?
Could be. I don't know who that is. It was a priest. I know that much.
Thanks, Bo. I'm gonna follow up on this right away.
That's it? You're not gonna ask me about what happened to your old man? Not even curious?
I couldn't give 2 shits about that asshole.
Oh yeah, look
Bullshit.
like
Don't expect anyone to believe
look
you're that
like
angry with
both
someone you
of
don't
Kathy's
give 2
parents kind of
shits about.
sucked.
Either he's dead or he abandoned me. Do any of those options look appealing to you?
They don't, but you should know that no one from the club had anything to do with it. I meant it when I said Brian was a good brother. He had no enemies here. Not then, and not now.
Comforting to hear, Mr. President.
Shut up and listen, girl. I'm trying to tell you something. Brian used to talk about heading to Mexico, about riding off into the sunset and getting away from all his newfound responsibilities.
That's not helping.
And I think part of him was serious. You deserve to know that there's a chance he's still out there somewhere.
Sure. Let's hope that bastard is living it up somewhere.
Just take care of yourself, you hear?
You too.
You know, what if
That
something
day went by
weird
fast.
happened to him?
I think I'm gonna ask if I can stay the night at Grandma's.
Like,
Hello, sweetheart.
Hey, Grandma, it got kind of late.
Of course, dear. Have a seat.
Oh, you're the best. I'm starving.
That night, Kathy dreams. Again. Oh boy.
Do you see? You are bound to her, and she to you.
Hey, isn't this the kid we
The
saw at the
separation
graveyard?
is an open wound, a tear that can only be cauterized in agony.
How does Kathy know this kid?
For our God is a consuming fire.
That god of yours is an eldritch abomination. What was that guy doing outside the window?
Lily's painting, burning, and the kid from the cemetery. It's gotta mean something.
Let me save. I'm gonna end it here. Thank you guys for stopping by.